You possess great ambition and have significant dreams. You seek success and want to experience the life you have always imagined. However, there is a major obstacle. You are being lazy. You are fully aware of what you should be doing, yet you fail to take action, leading to feelings of deep guilt because you know you are capable of much more. This guilt persists and grows over days, weeks, and months until it eventually turns into a state of acceptance. Then the new year comes around, bringing the exact same goals you had last year. You start off with a lot of energy, fueled by motivation and a bit of delusion, but before you know it, procrastination creeps in like a relative who always shows up uninvited. Your constant procrastination turns into a daily cycle of laziness, and soon enough, you have labeled yourself as a lazy person. So how exactly do we stop this cycle and find freedom from procrastination? There are many videos on the internet, but most only focus on symptoms, like deleting social media or removing distractions. While these methods might help briefly, they fail to address the actual issue, which is the root cause behind procrastination. This cause can be summarized in one word: inertia. In physics, inertia is the tendency for objects at rest to remain at rest, and for objects in motion to remain in motion unless acted upon by an external force. This is Newton's first law of motion, and it applies to our daily tasks just as much as physical objects. Getting started on any project, no matter how small, requires an initial push and some energy to overcome that resting state of inertia. This is precisely the problem. We make this initial push seem so large and difficult in our minds that we simply avoid the task entirely and distract ourselves with easy, dopamine-inducing activities instead. To stop procrastinating, we have to break that inertia, and there are two ways to achieve this. Since starting is the most difficult part, make it as easy as possible by lowering the stakes and taking the smallest possible step forward. For example, if you tell yourself that you need to sit down and finish a 5,000-word essay, the inertia is far too strong because the stakes are so high. However, if you tell yourself that you are only going to write 50 words, the feeling of inertia is much lower because it is now easy to begin without needing massive willpower or discipline. Another popular technique is the 2-minute rule. If you do not feel like doing the work, just tell yourself you will do it for only 2 minutes and then stop if you want. For instance, if you do not feel like cleaning your room, put on one song, clean the room, and then stop when the music ends. The best part is that you will usually continue for longer than 2 minutes or end up writing more than 50 words. This happens because objects in motion stay in motion, meaning once we finally get started, we begin to gain momentum, and that momentum keeps us moving. Initially, the process is like pushing a heavy ball up a hill, but once we pass that point of inertia, it is all downhill from there. That is why it is so important that the initial push remains small and easy. In other words, lower the stakes and just start with 2 minutes. You can apply these two methods to any area of your life to overcome procrastination, whether that is going to the gym, working on a side business, maintaining relationships, or almost anything else. As Martin Luther King once said, you do not have to see the whole staircase, you just need to take the first step.